What is happening, you guys? It's your boy LDAWB coming at you with a new video, and it's been a while since I've done these. This is a process overview of my 3D 2D process of Sora fused with Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas. This is one part of a 6-part series that I've done on Instagram. You can check it out. I've done 6 characters, all in the Halloween theme, kind of putting my own twist to it. So if you're interested in checking that out, it's there. But today I want to show you, and it's been a while again since I've done this, of my unorthodox process. And for those who don't really know my process, I incorporate 3D and 2D. What happens is that I do most of the 3D, as you can see here, and I'm gonna call this the Frankenstein effect, not just because it's Halloween, but because it's aesthetically true. What I do is I put together 3D pieces that I've done in the past, and mold them into a form and render it using lighting already in the 3D engine, and use that to draw over it. And as you can see here, I'm pulling pieces from other things that I've already done and putting it as an ensemble for one piece. And so I'm just taking pieces from Sora that I've done in the past, pieces from I did a Power Ranger fused, Red Ranger fused with Sora, and I'm under the, I'm under the it's kind of a habit. And I've said this before in the past, if you build it once, you don't have to build it again. And so I can't tell you how true that is in this situation. It cuts the work in half. Instead of starting from scratch, why not build from what you've already made? And so this is kind of staying true to that that mantra, if you will. And as you can see here, shouts out to Blake, if you see this, much love to you, man. Taking things from other people, other objects that I've done in the past, and putting it together. And of course I wanted to incorporate Jack into Sora's design this time. I'm a big fan of Sora's design in Halloween Town. Obviously it's amazing. It's my favorite look from Sora from Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, but I wanted to do something a little different and incorporate Jack's outfit into Sora's design here. And so again, as you can see here, I'm just posing due to joints and parenting objects into certain things, and then all of it is all in unison, and just posing it and making sure that everything is in order. The Keyblade is shown, the form is there. Not everything is perfect, it's just there to have as a reference for form's sake. And so here it is, just working out the kinks, making sure fingers are okay, and then just, I'm obviously going a little too technical here, but when you draw over things like this, and I'm talking to myself, when you're drawing over things like this, you are not married to this. This is just a guide to help you draw over, but you're not necessarily married to this. What I tend to do is I try to make the 3D marry the 2D, if that makes any sense, right? I try to harmonize each other. I don't want and this is something that I've always had an issue with my approach to this, is that it looks too 3D, and I don't ever want to make something look aesthetically dead in 3D. I want it to have fluid motion. I can't stress that enough. And so that's one of the things that, like I said before, making sure that the 2D is not necessarily married to the 3D, and making the looseness of the 2D aesthetic be integrated into the 3D, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't, but that's my approach. Again, it's unorthodox. So I'm over here. All of this, by the way, is done in Cinema 4D. I basically have been using Cinema 4D forever. I do use Cinema and Blender a lot, but I predominantly use Cinema for modeling. And as you can see here, I'm just trying to set up the camera and the render with all the lighting information. And yeah, I actually had a lot of fun just putting this together and doing a little something different with the coloring. This is something that I am not really strong in. In a moment of transparency, my coloring is not good, so I have a tool to help me in that endeavor. And I wanted to have a night vibe with lots of blues and orange, and I'm here just working out the kinks with the renders and everything. And again, going by the whole mantra again of, if you build it once, you don't have to build it again. So here we are, putting this into Procreate. So my process involves Cinema 4D and then throwing it into Procreate to draw over the 3D that I've just rendered. And as you can see here, like I said before, I'm not necessarily following everything on the 3D image. I'm using reference, as you can see here, but I'm making sure that the structure or the form is there, and then drawing and exaggerating certain features and purposely again integrating all of that. And here I'm just putting the lines here, and this is like my favorite part where I can just relax and just draw and do. This is probably my strongest vibe. Out of all this process, this is the most fun and the most rewarding, because I love blacks. I love putting bold line art and incorporating a lot of thin and bold and weight and blacks. And for those new and just watching this and just scratching your head like, what is I don't understand. Yeah, this is, everyone again has their own process, and there's no discrimination whatsoever in doing what you feel is comfortable for you. And so I've been doing this process for about 5 years. I've been trying to really 5 to 6 years, and I've been trying to really not make the artwork look 3D, and I'm trying to make the 3D not look 2D, if that makes any sense whatsoever. There are some people that I've talked to that are just blown away by the fact that this was done in 3D, which is good, but again, this is something that, this is my process, and I encourage you, you don't have to necessarily copy this process, but if you can learn some things from it, because I'm not an expert. I just like to draw things that I love, and I love drawing. That's my strongest asset, not coloring, but I love to put inks and stuff like that, and it works for me. So I encourage you to find out what it is, and there's no set rules. There's no thing that you have to do. The thing of tracing over 3D images, if you've built the 3D image, by all means draw over it, because you made it and it's you. So at the end of the day, do you, and that's what's that's what's important at the end of the day. So anyway, beyond that rant, and I think I needed to get that out, but beyond that rant, here I am just putting the lines here again, putting blacks. I think overall I liked how this looked. I really was beating myself up because I was comparing this, and maybe I shouldn't have done this. I was comparing this to the Halloween Sora design, and I was just like, man, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. But I just kind of just told myself, okay, relax. Don't worry about it. Just do you. You know, I sometimes struggle with completion block, if that's a if that's a term of you know, it's so hard to complete it, but once it's complete, you're like, oh, okay, it's finished. What was the big deal? So, and it's been a while. It's been a while since I actually done this, because I've been very heavy on 3D lately, and just focusing on just solid 3D sculpting. So this was relaxing. This was good to go back to this. So yeah, beating myself up, which is not good, and just taking it organically slow, and just kind of putting all the smudge. The smudge, by the way, in Procreate is amazing. The best tool in Procreate is smudge. I kid you not. If you guys know Procreate, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So here I am putting the lines from Jack's lovely suit. Big fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, and this was something that was a lot of fun to really put the finishing touches, and yeah, hopefully this encapsulates both characters in a unique way. And yeah, big fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, big fan of Halloween Town for Kingdom Hearts. I love the whole vibe. It's probably one of my favorite vibes in Kingdom Hearts, if not my favorite. And yeah, so here we have the finishing touches, putting the moon in the sky. And so here we are with the final piece, as you can see here. And I went ahead and did this in Blender. Actually, I put a little bit of some motion here. So this was all done in Blender with planes. So yeah, this is the finished piece. Yeah, check out my Instagram. I have like 5 more other things like this, but that's it, you guys. Appreciate you guys hearing me throughout this process. This time I actually talked about the process. I didn't just go ranting, you guys. So you know, I don't want to hear he just was just ranting. He didn't talk about the process. I did this time just for you guys, for the 2% that are curious and that care. But much love, you guys. Stay safe, and I will do more of these in time. I appreciate you guys for watching. This was fun. Follow me if you want to. Like, dislike, subscribe, do all that jazz. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Be safe, have fun. Peace.